NBA 2K23 gameplay details and improvements revealed. This video is going to be super long and packed with information all the way to the very end, so do not skip anything. 2K23 news is officially out, just like I told you. Also, I'm going to be doing another 2K23 giveaway. All you got to do to enter is drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and comment down below what you think is the best build in 2K history. Anyway, I'm going to be reading all this for the first time except for a few tweets I've seen, but let's just get right into it because, like I said, this is going to be a long video. So this article, the first thing it talks about is shooting. This year's major change is the addition of shooting attributes, which give each signature jump shot its own unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. There are also 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons over this coming year. Okay, that is insane. What? Each jump shot is going to be different. There's going to be 15 different meters for people that use me. What? That's insane. Okay, let's get into the next one. Like I said, this is literally my first time reading this. So next one is Pro Stick enhancements. New gesture combos have been added to the Pro Stick, introducing a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling for playmakers. Dunking also received new commands, ensuring players dunk exactly how they want without accidentally firing off an unexpected skilled dunk. What is going on right now? This is actually an amazing start. I'm gonna, talk about it at the end, but we got so much to talk about. I literally cannot stop. Skill moves and adrenaline boost. New gesture combos give players even more ball handling and shooting options for their offensive arsenal. Additionally, a new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. Boosts are consumed every time a player performs a hard go or explosive sprint launch, and once their 3 boosts are gone, players will notice their speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. Huh? You got 3 boosts? So literally it's like built-in speed boosting into your stamina. So maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see the game to even just tell you if that's good or not. Next one is defense. Defensive gameplay includes major updates aimed at creating more realistic on-ball defense and shot blocking, as well as steals and ball strips. This year, blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level, leading to more predictable outcomes with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. There's also a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers and much more. Okay, I'm liking that. I want to hear more about the defense, but I'm liking that right now. Look, drop a like, bro, for my lungs, because I am dying out here. We have a lot to read, and it's going to be a long day. Badges. Introducing a brand new tiered badge system for players on PlayStation 5 and next-gen Xbox. There will be 16 badges per attribute category, 8 in Tier 1, 4 in Tier 2, and 4 in Tier 3, with the basic idea being that players need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before they can equip before they can equip badges in the highest? Yo, this looks like a completely different game than the badge system we've had in the past few years. Wow. Okay, so look, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about things. We're going to talk about it at the end. We have way too much to get into. Next one is takeovers. While the primary and secondary takeovers remain the same from previous games, Team Takeover has been redesigned. Team Takeover works as a cooperative team system with the entire team sharing a single meter. The new design makes a lot more sense and does a better job representing what it means to be hot as a team and to take over the game as a unit. Yo, this sounds crazy. I wish I could have dropped this news right when it came out. If you guys seen someone else drop the news like an hour or 2, 3 hours ago, that's because they're 2K Next makers and they're able to get the news early, which would be really nice, 2K, to let me be able to do that. But anyway, let's get into the next thing. AI gameplay. That proves, by the way, that I'm not paid by 2K. Anyway, AI gameplay. PS5 and Xbox Series X players will notice improved AI ball handling, pick and roll execution, defensive tendencies, and coaching decisions. So, if you're into like my career or anything, that's for you. The next one is offensive gameplay. The defense was a point of emphasis in last year's game, but NBA 2K23 is so jam-packed with new features and upgrades on the offensive end of the floor that it's a perfect starting point. 2K22 was a banner year for perimeter players. Small guards had a slew of advantages over their taller counterparts, and outside shooting reigned supreme in online matches. Thinking about how we could bring more authenticity to our game, we looked at how virtual games were playing compared to the real life NBA, and it was clear that we needed to give more love to slashers who love to finish at the rim. This meant expanding the tools for attacking the basket. More love for slashers. That is interesting because paint defense is kind of horrible, and my two-way slasher is already an absolute god. So if you're making slashing better, I'm definitely probably going to start the year with a slasher instead of what I told you guys I was going to start with earlier. But anyway, upgraded Pro Stick. The most obvious upgrade is the addition of new gesture combos to the Pro Stick. Internally, we refer to the new mechanics as double throws, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it go back to the center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick back in the same direction. That sounds crazy. And switchbacks, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick in the opposite direction. These new gestures introduce a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling. So that sounds really interesting. Maybe there's going to be a skill gap with dribbling. That is kind of what I'm getting from that, but it also could be horrible. I don't know. We're going to have to see the game, and I'm going to be saying that a lot. The next one says flex on the rim. For dunking, the metered skill dunks from 2K22 ability to force difficult dunks in traffic with a time meter return. But the new commands allow us to expand the dunking controls to let you dunk exactly how you want without accidentally firing off a skill dunk you weren't expecting. When driving to the basket with the sprint trigger held, the new Pro Stick control map for the dunk or for dunks is as follows. And check this out right here. We've got where you can hold up is a two-hand, right is a strong hand, left weak hand, down, rim hang, up, up, flashy, two-hand, down, up, flashy, one hand, up, down, normal skill. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy, 2K. Down, down, rim hang, skill dunk with meter. You'll notice with this new map, you now have control over rim hangs. For new gen, we've taken that control to an all new level with physics-based simulated rim hangs. This is an incredibly entertaining and wonderfully complex piece of tech that's been in development for a couple of years now. It allows you to control when and how you hang on the rim after a dunk. What? Old heads are about to be going crazy on next gen. You better not get dunked on right before the game ends. They are going to be hanging on that rim for a long time. Anyway, it also says the controls are simple. Use one of the new rim hang dunk gestures mentioned above when driving toward the hoop, but keep the sprint trigger held when the player gets their hands on the rim. You'll hang indefinitely as long as you keep the trigger held, and you can use the left stick to adjust the momentum of your swinging body and the right stick to pull yourself up on the rim. This is all done through a physical simulation as opposed to canned animations. It looks and feels amazing. It's one of the most fun things to do in the city, available on new gen only, but watch out for techs if you hang too long in NBA games. Okay, so you can get technical fouls. Yo, that sounds wild, bro. You can control the momentum of your body. It's not animation based. I would love to hear that about other things of the gameplay, but I don't know. Guess we'll have to see as we get further in. Finesse your way to the rack. This actually looks really important. For slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, double throw gestures are used for hop step layups with switchback gestures, while switchback gestures are used for Euro step and cradle layups, which feels very natural. A simple hold left or right will perform an all new set of quick scoop layups. These are great, especially for small guards who want to quickly flip the ball up around defenders before they can react and block the shot. For the bigger, stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when players like Giannis plow through everyone in their path. In addition, we've added several new layup packages for new gen and current gen, including Devin Booker, Embiid, Iverson, Magic, Nikola Jokic, Levine, Durant, Bird. Yo, this is crazy. For post players, double throws can be used for post drop steps and hop shots. Switchback gestures will give you the shimmy shots and hooks. There are a bunch of new signature post shots and hooks to choose from this year as well. This sounds really cheesy. I'm hearing a lot of things that we can cheese on in 2K23, and also some more realism as well. But combine mesmerizing skill moves. Dribbling in 2K has taken on a life of its own and has become a sort of game within the game. Ball handlers are going to enjoy comboing in 2K23 as the new gesture combos give you even more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and hezzy cross combo moves that you can assign as part of the moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options to 28. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. You can chain your player's normal signature size ups by rocking the Pro Stick and back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you the aforementioned new combos, and flicking the Pro Stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of attacking size ups. One of the things we wanted to improve with the dribbling in 2K was that while the size up moves look look cool, they weren't very useful. The new attacking size ups provide a lot more side to side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift, allowing you to bait them one way and then attack the other, something all great ball handlers do so well in real life. So wow, that is a lot of information to take in. Once again, it looks like dribbling, or at least fancy, nice looking dribbling, is going to have more of a skill gap this year. But usually, yeah, this year you can look all fancy and stuff, but you only have to do 2 to 3 moves to be able to score on pretty much 90% of players, right? So we'll see when the game comes out how it looks, but we have so much more to talk about. Anyway, to finish that, it says, while it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not quote-unquote play with your food too long. There's a long list of size-ups to learn on paper, but they're all very simple and feel natural in practice. Jump into 2KU freestyle practice to play around with different stick throw timings, and you'll get the hang of it after a few minutes. Adrenaline boost. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. Now, they talked about this earlier, but I guess they're going into more detail. There are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown at 3 small bars under the stamina meter. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch, which is a speed boost. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession, as with dribble combos. It's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. Okay, 2K. So earlier they talked about how they knew that pretty much the meta of offense was to just spray threes with a super small guard. Now they're saying that. I'm impressed. But once again, I want to see the cheesiest comp stage guards get on and have the best dribble moves and learn it and all that stuff, and then we'll see if they really did anything about that. More authentic shooting also gets some nice upgrades for 2K23. And 2K22, success from the outside was heavily weighted toward coverage. If you could get an open look, you could balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year we wanted a more authentic shooting mode that captures the essence of a great 2K shooter's capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. Shot speed, how quickly the shot gets to its ideal release point. Release height, how high the shot is released. Defensive immunity, how effective the shot is against defensive contest. Timing impact, adjust shot windows to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. Okay, that one sounds very interesting. That's going to be really interesting to see when the game comes out. We're also adding a huge number of shot animations to choose from, over double the amount of any previous version of 2K, and they're much more accurate to each player's real life jumper. For my players, shot animations will be gated by shooting ratings, so you'll have to play around with all the options to figure out what works best for your skill set and playing style. We're looking forward to seeing a lot more variety in the community's signature shot selection with this next advanced evolution of shots. Wow. Okay, there is so much information in this article, and it is just not stopping. We just have more and more. Now, like I said, I haven't seen almost any of this except for tweets on Twitter. Shot meters and feedback. There are also 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons over the coming year. Some big, some small, some above the head, some to the side, and some below the shooter. Each meter completely fills to the end, and which is your ideal release point, then empties on the late side. I don't know what that means. A la 2K17-20. The new shot meter options were a common ask from the community, so we're sure everyone will find an option they like and then some. You'll also notice a subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. We use shot arcs to help indicate whether you're early high arc, late flat arc, or on time ideal arc. So by paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. Also, with shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing / coverage overlay and green release animation from coming up until the ball hits the basket. It's a small change, but it's really going to bring back some of the drama that the green light animations lacked, and also encourages everyone to continue to play through the possession rather than giving up and getting back in transition early. Wow. Okay, so that is pretty wild itself. Not a huge difference. I mean, most people are probably not going to use the meter, but that's pretty wild that if you have a green animation on, it's going to be delayed so that people don't cherry pick and stuff like that because they don't know if you green the shot or not. So that's going to be interesting to see. All right, this next one seems very important. Defensive gameplay. As always, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. We know all the offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game if there are no counters to stop them. So let's talk about some of the great enhancements on the other end of the floor. This is something I want to see. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for 2K23. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at two specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started and the proximity to the ball at release. It worked well, but also had its shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moved slightly into a bad position right at the point of our shot release calculation, you could get a bad coverage score even though it looked like a very good contest. This year, we've created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand throughout window of the shooting motion. This larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers to what players expect based on what they see happening on the screen. Okay, so this does look better. Now, we don't know for sure, but it does scare me that ghost contests could be even worse next year, and ghost contests are horrible. They've been horrible for a while, but 2K22, they're bad. Anyway, on ball defense for the floor game, on-ball defensive movement and body ups received a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You'll also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. The three bars on the indicator represent three zones: straight up, shade left, and shade right. The zone the defender's in is shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. Great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. Okay, I like this. The shading system works for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post and does a good job communicating to both the offensive and defense why collisions resolve the way, why collisions resolve the way they do. Okay, so I thought I was tripping right there, but I've just been reading so much. Please drop a like if you made it this far. We still have more to get into. This is just insane. So it's sounding good. It definitely is sounding good. We don't know if it's going to look good. Anyway, shot blocking has been refined to quite a bit this year as well. With 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. For 2K23, blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level, leading to much more predictable outcomes with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. You'll also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. In the past, it was always risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratchers with defenders even remotely nearby. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a great repertoire of dunk packages. Feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boost in the right situations without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. The shot blocking system also now contains quote-unquote flyby blocks. When closing out late on the perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. So that is actually huge. I've played a lot of 5v5 play now and stuff, and one of the most annoying things that happens every single game is you're there for a great contest, but every game you're gonna send a three-point shooter to the line like 3 or 4 times. There's way too many fouls when you're just trying to simply contest the shot or block it. So steals and ball strips. Ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender, quick hands can be just as effective in slowing down slashers and bigs in the paint as a good shot blocker. We've also added failed strip contact layups to make sure defenders' steal inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. When the ball does get knocked loose by a block or steal, you'll see greatly improved sideline awareness, during scramble plays. Pickups near the out of bounds lines are much more reliable, as are diving ball saves that throw the ball back in play. I've seen some amazing 50-50 ball saves that would make Dennis Rodman and Alex Caruso proud. All right, so it is sounding like defense is better. Once again, we will have to see it when it comes out, but this is huge right here. This is huge. Badges, builds, and takeovers. One of the first things everyone does when they pick up a new version of 2K is experiment with building a new My Player. This year, the major goals for the player builder were refinement, polish, and balance. You still have complete control to build any type of player you want, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or specialty, are fun and balanced. The 5v5 environment used last year to test work-in-progress player builds is now also accompanied in a 3v3 environment. For new gen players, this is especially useful if you love to hoop on the city courts and want to make sure your player can hang in the streets. Another huge addition to the build system is that animation purchases will now be account bound rather than specific to one save file. That is amazing. In other words, if you purchase an animation for your play shot build, it will then be available to equip on your slasher build, assuming your player meets all the animation requirements. For current gen users, you're no longer limited by the pie chart build system from the last couple years, as it has been replaced with the most robust player builder that new gen uses. Okay, so they are going to have the same pie charts as the next gen builder. So pie charts are officially gone. That is good news as well. I'm liking this, 2K. I'm liking this. Anyway, I think it's about to get crazy in a second, but it says the most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of a new badge system for new gen. When looking at telemetry from previous years, we noticed that players often gravitated towards the same badges and as a result became a little overpowered by stacking certain badges together. This year, we're moving to a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per attribute category, 8 in tier 1, 4 in tier 2, and 4 in tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful for your player, but also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring a better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with the tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, 1 in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count towards your badge points. Oh my, what is going on? This sounds like a completely different game when we thought we were going to get a copy and paste. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed into a core badge slot. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are highlighted below. Okay, so now we're gonna get now we get to hear about some yo, this is amazing, 2K. This is great. So much info. Anyway, finishing. Slithery makes it easier to gather through traffic, avoiding collisions and strips. Masher, increased ability to finish inside layups over defenders. Aerial Wizard, ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putbacks. Bully, like Giannis and LeBron, able to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. That's what we've seen in the gameplay trailer that I said I was worried about. That's going to be OP. Watch, Bully is going to be OP. Removed Hook Specialist. Thank God. Thank God Hook Specialist is out the game, and we have even more to get into. Shooting. Agent 3, ability to hit difficult three-point shots off the dribble. Midi Magician, improved ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out of the post like MJ. Amped, reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued and when moving excessively prior to shooting. Claymore, increases a spot-up shooter's ability to knock down catch and shoot jumpers the longer they remain stationary prior to shooting, so that's set shot shooter. Comeback Kid, improved the ability to shoot perimeter jumpers when trailing in a game. That's clutch shooter. Hand down, man down, makes an outside shooter even deadlier if opponent fails to get a hand in the face, so Deadeye. Space Creator, formerly a playmaking badge, it now boosts the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop shots, and also will cause defenders to stumble more often. Limitless Range, an old favorite, returns, making shooters more effective with any shot attempt from deep. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad Limitless Range is back, because what they did this year was dumb. They removed Chef, Hot Zone Hunter, Lucky Number 7, Mismatch Expert, yes. Oh no, it was moved to Playmaking, Set Shooter, Sniper, and Limitless Spot Up. So that is wild. We got even more stuff to talk about. Please drop a like, guys, if you haven't yet, and hit that subscribe button if you're new. 2K23 news is flying out, and it's not going to end now until the game releases. Okay, now we have playmaking. Killer Combos improves a dribbler's effectiveness with size-up dribble moves, basically a combination of last year's Quick Chain and Tight Handles badges. Clamp Breaker helps ball handlers win more one-on-one body bump confrontations, the counter to clamps. Vice Grip improves ball security immediately after securing a rebound catch or picking up the ball. Great badge for the bigs. That's cool. I mean, they could have just made it to where you don't just get ripped right away, but that's cool that they put that in the game. Mismatch Expert, formerly a shooting badge. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatched one-on-one. Okay, I get that. I do get that. Removed Bullet Passer, downhill, glue hands, and stop and go. Okay. So this is sounding very interesting right here. On to the defense, we have Anchor, a crucial badge for the last line of defense bigs, improves ability to block and contest shots in the paint. Box Out Beast helps rebounders win box out battles on both offensive and the defensive rebounding situations. Workhorse, the Patrick Beverly badge that boosts your ability to hustle down 50-50 balls and play hard-nosed defense without getting tired. Glove, named after legendary defender Gary Payton, helps you strip players as they gather for shots and poke the ball free from ball handlers. Challenger improves the effectiveness of perimeter shot contests, and they removed defensive leader. So this is wild, and we have even more stuff. Actually, no, besides some My Career things, we do not have some more stuff, unless you guys want to read about the AI and all that stuff, which you probably don't. But anyway, the last one is closing remarks. This year on both ends of the court, you'll see improved gameplay that should translate to more wins and more seamless actions. We can't wait for the community to experience this year's gameplay, explore the all new features, and discover a lot of the hidden things we've snuck into the game. 2K23 hits the shelf September 9th, but you can reserve your copy today. So wow, click one of these two videos right here and we're gonna have even more news. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but more news is literally dropping right now, and I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know. There's so much. I wanted to like split this video up between 2 to 3 videos, but I figured I would give you guys everything, and then while this news is dropping now, I'll give you guys another video today or tomorrow. I don't know if there's gonna be enough information, but there's stuff coming out right now as we speak. So click one of these two videos, drop a like if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.